And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels and Ryan
That's me.
Diamond,
Thanks for
and
having me on.
featuring, huh?
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome, man. I love to have you on here. I'd be really sad if you weren't,
It's always a pleasure. I'd love to have somebody else on today.
unless I was mad with you. Then I would
Oh,
be like, yeah, Diamonds, let's take a break.
that's never
But
happened.
either way, we do have somebody else to have on
What?
this show today. Andrew of A.P Harbor.
The little old man turns the truck around, retracing the footsteps of the orange as it rolls. Well on its way this afternoon toward the post office, bobbing, it ricochets into the great unknown.
And we totally heard a wicked awesome song called Little Old Man off of their current release, Songs Written on Paper Orchids. What is up, Andrew?
Hey, how's it going?
Not even bad. I can relate to that song. I just turned 40.
Oh yeah, you're pretty old.
I'm getting there halfway.
Halfway.
He's
So
like
80,
just
80
at the
is the
cap.
iconic. Oh, that's what old is.
That's it. I'm getting
Okay.
there. But hey, that was great. So, what have you been
Yeah,
up to?
what have you been up to? It's you've been busy this past year.
Yeah, yeah. So gosh, well, when you asked me to come back, I couldn't even remember when was the last time I was here, and it was just last year, but it seems like it was way longer ago because we've been busy. So we did we played a lot of shows. I think the last time I was on here, I probably talked about how much I don't like playing live. So we that's what we did. But we did some more recordings. We've got another record on the way. We just released one in January, and yeah, so that's been going on. Doing a lot of day job stuff, and I'm going to be teaching at Heinemann Settlement School next month. So that's been sort of the big thing. Doing a songwriting workshop for the Appalachian Writers Workshop
That's
community.
very
So
cool.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
nice.
super excited. Super excited to
You
be
said you don't
doing
like
that.
playing live, but it's good to tackle those things that we don't like to do sometimes.
Yeah, it's just sort of one of those things you probably should do if you're a musician.
Just keep a cat with you.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I get the little cat piano to keep me company.
There you go.
So, from the time that we last had you on, which I believe was September of 2022, you've already released another album and you've got one on the way. Is that correct?
Yes.
Busy.
Busy.
Yeah, yeah. So when we first started doing this collection, this makes five. Um, it's a 7 album process. So we're quickly approaching all seven. So there it's just basically just recording our backlog of music that we've had written for years and giving it a proper recording.
You must be feeling a lot of inspiration too, like to keep that kind of motivation going,
I'm
that
kind of
drive.
surprised. Like I'm surprised that I'm motivated. I'm surprised that the band has been motivated. Just because we started it in 2020 when there was nothing else to do. But no, it's just been so fun to hear them come to life. Like that's the sole motivation is, I've had them. A lot of them were just these little like scrappy demos from like 2007. So hearing them like finally come to life has just been so cool.
That's awesome. That's good. I love to hear people motivated. I want some of that one day,
It's hit or miss. It comes and goes.
for sure, for sure. What you got, Sturban?
What have I got? I ain't got nothing right now. I was just sending a secret message to somebody real
Oh,
quick. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, a
secret
secret message.
message. That sounds like a song title. I'll be right back. I gotta check on something.
See,
We have
did he just start trying to sing Secret Tunnel on my show? I'm the only one that sings Secret Tunnel on this show.
should I know that song? I don't know what that is.
It's an Avatar The Last Airbender thing.
Oh, oh, I've we talked about this. We talked about Avatar the last time I was on
Did we
this.
really?
I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just having deja vu, which is possible. But I have the box set, but I've never watched the whole thing.
Really?
So
Wow.
I know I'm missing out because I've seen like the first 2 books or whatever, the first 2 seasons.
Dude, it's really I don't know, it's just I don't know. I don't know. It was a lot of nostalgia for me, like thinking about it, but also I rewatched it recently and it's just good. It's just good entertainment.
It definitely holds up because I mean I didn't watch it when it first came out. I just got the box set like a year ago, so I've been watching it like totally blind, and it's I mean it's fantastic. And I'm obviously not a child in the early 2000s anymore, so
How old are you again, Andrew?
I turned 30 this year. I am also an old man now,
No, come on. You're just
halfway.
I'm two
almost
years
halfway.
behind you.
You're younger than me?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't expect that for some reason.
weird.
Oh, oh,
I don't know what I mean
burn.
by that.
Where's the burn
you
word?
just you seem so brooding and
Seasoned.
intellectual for a wee 28.
Oh,
Mm,
I've just had a hard life. It's fine. But
it's been a journey.
it's been a journey, but we're here, man. But like so off of your newest albums, like can you tell like the progression that is happening of your music?
So it's kind of a regression because
Really?
we went backwards, um, it like chronologically from when the songs were actually written. Because like I said, it's a big backlog. So we started with the songs we had been playing like currently, and like recorded those, and then went backwards in time. So the last record, songs written on paper orchids, it was written sometime around like 2011, I think, and it was really folk inspired. It was right when I had gone to college, right, fresh out of high school, and I think that like being away from home made me feel rootsy because I was away from there. So it kind of has that sound. And then this most current one that's upcoming is I think from maybe like 2010 or so, and it's a high school album, so it's like super electronic, um, really like old Nintendo inspired, a lot of 8-bit synth, more than our usual stuff. But so that's cool too, to go back in time and revisit these songs that I haven't thought about in like 15 years.
Really, that's really neat. Really strange way to do it, but I appreciate it. And like it seems like it'd be cool to like revisit those songs that you were playing forever ago and update them, like make
Yeah,
them sound good
I'm
or
trying to like
better.
I'm keeping the spirit they were written in, but making them sound good. Like I wanna like jump back into my 18-year-old self and keep the whatever I was thinking about at the time, and translate that into a listenable piece of music. Because back then I didn't have the means to record it, and so but I want to that's the whole project that's been the main premise, is keeping it true to the original inspiration of the song. And of course I'm updating some lyrics and stuff to make them like make sense. And obviously I think I'm probably a better writer than I was when I was some of these oldest songs I wrote when I was like 12 years old. So
Are any of
those
these songs that you look at and you're like, oh dear Lord, I wrote this?
the ones that suck, I'm making them sound good. uh but I had committed when I said I was going to do this. I had literally am doing every single song. Like it's my entire discography from childhood to 30. So on album 7, which is the oldest collection, I was in middle school when I wrote it. And there's like a tiny little like ragtime song that has like 4 notes in it. Um, so I'm turning it into a chip tune to kind of honor the simplicity, but actually make it sound good.
have
So
you have you ever heard of the band I Fight Dragons?
I don't think so.
They're a chiptune rock band that I've had on the show several years ago. They're actually like you've probably heard them, you just don't know it.
That's cool. Yeah, I
Like
love that blend.
like they've had songs for like Magic the Gathering video games, for the Nintendo DS. Uh if you've ever heard of the show The Goldbergs, they do the theme song for that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that they've like gotten around then, I guess. That's
Yeah,
cool.
but they just they've got a chiptune band where they'll hook up their Game Boys and be playing a Game Boy live on stage.
That's amazing. I didn't even think about doing that. That's like a really
Yeah,
cool set piece too.
they make chips or cartridges that you can order for Game Boys and Game Boy Advances to turn it itself into an instrument.
That's amazing. I should look into that.
Definitely should. That would be really good to have on these songs you're talking about.
Yeah, that's super cool, especially for the older stuff. That'd be a really cool way to especially bring it live and kind of do
I'll
a
shoot you a
profile.
message of that guy's name so you can look into like what kind of stuff they use.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
great. I had no idea. I never even thought about, actually turning it into an instrument like that.
yeah, I think it's really interesting. I tried to play around with an emulator of one on my iPod Touch when I was a kid, but I forgot you have to be musically inclined to use an instrument.
Not necessarily.
You just make some noise, man. I like the idea of experimenting with sounds,
Yeah,
especially
that's
with the
that's the
older
fun part.
material. Yeah, that's cool.
But so, while you've been like going into this backlog of music, have you put like writing new material on pause, or are you still like get the itch to pick up a pen every now and then and come up with something new?
Yeah, there's definitely still, there's still stuff coming, and I'm sort of a slow writer. This backlog that has spanned like 17 years or so it's really only like 107 songs, I think. Uh, so I've got after we finish these 7 records and finally like get the discography up and available for everyone, we're gonna do a current record to sort of cap it all off.
That's really awesome.
I almost feel like
That's,
some of that old stuff would inspire new stuff, like just going back and listening and reworking it and stuff.
It's been cool to like really find like an all inclusive sound of everything we've ever done, just kind of like muddled all together, and you forget how much you love these certain things you used to listen to, and yeah, it's cool. It's definitely like inspiring itself and vice versa.
Almost perpetual. That's cool.
yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's weird to me, like the idea of taking all the old stuff and making it now because like I'm thinking about the music I wrote when I was in high school and middle school, and I'm like, oh, dude, just shoot me before you let anybody hear that.
You have to honor it. You have to remember that you were young, and when that stuff manifested, it meant a lot to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, part of growing up is looking back and accepting like, yeah, I was stupid, but it meant a lot to me then.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean, like even you're talking about growing up. Heck, even 4 years ago, I've been thinking about like burning half of this podcast.
I've thrown away
well,
so many notebooks.
I mean, since recording the records, which we started in 2020, I listened to the old ones and I'm like, oh man, I should have done that differently. Like, and that was just like I just did it, so yeah, that never goes away. But you're not growing unless you dislike what you've already done. It's kind of a horrific curse that artists have.
You were talking about capping it off with some new. You could always cap it off with take like your favorite two songs off of each album and redo them, like re-record them with all the knowledge that you've had now.
Well, we're doing that actually. That's a
Oh
separate thing.
shit.
Yeah, that's cool. And
It's
and
called
an
it's
apology at
called
the end.
it's called Otherwise, and it's one song from each record. The alternate version, like the new version.
I didn't mean to spoil that for you. That was just
Oh,
an
it's
idea I
okay.
pulled out of my butt.
No, that's great. Clearly, it's a good idea. Then 2 people had
Yeah.
it.
Straight from Sturban's butt. You heard it first.
I'll give you a credit in the liner notes.
Nice. I appreciate that. But that actually is pretty exciting. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's cool. There are so many times when I was recording where I'm like, man, I really want to honor the original, but like there could be so many things you could do with it. So I thought, I'll just do an alternate versions
I
record.
was in a band when I was younger, and it seemed like every song we did, at some point, the guy that I grew up with that sang, he could say at any point reggae, and all of a sudden we just play a reggae version of whatever we're playing at the moment. It was intense, but it kept us on our toes.
And when
You
we
know,
really think about like the direction you can go with stuff like that, it's overwhelming. Like you get the overwhelming choice of, doing whatever.
For sure.
You got to
It-
set limitations or you'll go crazy.
yeah, or you just go crazy and have
Either
fun.
way.
Sounds like you're
speaking
doing
of
a good
going
job, though.
crazy,
What's
um,
that?
I said, speaking of going crazy, I need to talk to Andrew for a second about a certain song that he made.
Oh
Do I
God.
need to step away?
I featured this song, and I'm gonna play it real quick. I featured it last time we had you on, and this haunts my mind. It lives rent free in my brain, and I will be doing nothing, and all of a sudden, just
The cat on the left is no better than the cat on the right.
I can't stop it, man.
I get that a lot. I think if I were to ever have a one hit wonder, that's what it would be.
I love that song, but like
It's
my
good.
partner will just roll their eyes whenever we'd just be sitting in silence. The
tell
cat
them
on
tell
the
them I'm
left.
sorry, but I'm also not.
It's a banger.
It is, man. I feel like I've probably am most of the views on that song. I love it.
We used to play it a lot live just to get that cat piano out that's in the video, and it's always a
Nice.
hit. Like it doesn't matter where you are, what crowd. Like drunk people love it, kids love it. There's no, it's a win no matter where you play it. So if there's ever someone not paying attention or not feeling it, we'll just whip that out.
Speaking
Everybody
of
likes cats.
live shows, you did a live recording from a tattoo shop recently, didn't you?
Yeah, that's probably the most nervous I have been in years.
That was Homesick, right? And Moorhead.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you
That's
Yeah.
say
So
that
cool.
was the
we
most nervous you'd been in years?
yeah. Yeah, live stuff freaks me out, and especially recording it. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, and that's why we wanted to do it at Homesick. We wanted to do it somewhere cool, but also somewhere I felt like safe and content. So
Hmm.
we asked Cap if we could do it there, and he said, yeah, sure. And I don't think he even realized what we were doing. He like came in that night and saw all the cameras and was like, "What are you doing again?" But
So is that the
uh,
strangest live show you've done? We played at a
oh
fashion
no,
show one time. That
a
was really
fashion
weird.
show
Very
like
weird.
during the models
Yeah.
like walking down the.
I don't know why they asked us to do it, but it was very weird.
Oh,
We were not
that's
fashion
cool.
show music, but it worked out. But so where's the weirdest place you played?
Oh, so many. We played at a breastfeeding festival. That one was odd. We've played in cupcake shops. We've played. I used to have a list of like weird places we've played. Uh, I mean, China. There were a lot of unusual places in China just because it's China and like we're all like wildly unfamiliar with the culture. Um, but yeah, the breastfeeding festival definitely was one of the more unconventional ones. Also,
How did you get booked for that?
well, they were just it was the first time it had ever happened, and we were just around, and funny enough, the band was just two guys at the time, so it was like I don't know why they picked us. In retrospect, it's even weirder, uh, but it was cool. I mean, it was really fun. It was a great show. It was an awesome cause. Everybody really came out to support it, and it was really educational. And I'm glad I did it. It's just unusual.
I hate that I didn't get to see you at the Makers Market. I think it was last month. We've had something come up every single art show this year, but we're finally going to be. Me and Abby will be out there this Saturday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm planning to stop by. It had been like the wind had driven everybody out the past few times, so I was relieved that when we played last month, it was at least. I mean, it was still windy, but it didn't blow the tents away this time.
But oh, Diamonds, you got something?
You saw me hitting the mute button.
Yeah.
So when you come to Georgia,
To Georgia. You
World
know,
tour.
I much prefer performing outside of Kentucky. Just because I've played so many places around here, and it's kind of the same thing every time.
but you're a
Uh,
mainstay in that area. That makes sense, right?
but yeah, not so much anymore. I mean, it seems like, especially since we've stopped playing live so much, and it's kind of like grown around us, and our sound is definitely not like ideal for the crowds here. I think. Of course, there's always like super cool people at the shows, but it seems like when we go elsewhere, there's like this air of like travel that excites me, and that's
That's
the part
fun.
I like about playing. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll come to Georgia soon. Who knows?
You ever thought about
Definitely.
festivals? My cousin does like jam band festivals. They'd probably love someone like y'all.
Yeah, we used to do festivals a lot more. Since COVID, we're like just now like waking up out of this hibernation, and it's a totally different uh, group of musicians playing with me now. So, uh, in the process of recording, we're like relearning how to play together, and just now kind of like getting the stride back.
Yeah,
Sounds like you guys are getting a good mesh too. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
oh, you're good. I forgot what I was going to say actually. Oh man, I hate doing a podcast and having ADD at the same time. It's the worst, dude.
It provides some good jumping from topics.
Yeah, but what I was going to say, oh yeah, secret time between me, Andrew, and Diamonds. Don't tell anybody else, internet. But this isn't going to happen this year or anytime soon, but I've always wanted to put on a live show where we have a couple guest bands.
Yeah, that'd be
And
awesome.
I was, I hadn't mentioned it to either one yet, but I keep thinking Andrew and Parable, which Parable is a metal band that's local to like Winchester.
What about venues?
We're not getting a band from Germany. I don't have, you pay for them to play Diamonds, we'll have them.
I'll start a Kickstarter, man. Go fund me.
But dude, I'd always love to put on like a live show and have some of my like favorite bands and local bands come on.
Oh, that would be really fun. You could do like a talk show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dead.
Just hmm just have like a couple guests on, play a few songs, do an interview, play a few songs, move on to the next band. Or
Yeah,
do
yeah,
an
that'd be a
interview like while
blast.
the bands are setting up in between sets.
A lot of potential
That
there.
a lot of potential. We'll make it happen.
Let's
That
do
sounds
it.
exciting.
Diamonds, we'll have to ship you up here for it.
In a crate with holes, hopefully.
We'll just put you in a whiskey barrel. But then you'll get lost in Kentucky for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
But
me
do
in a
you have
box that
any
says math books.
man, geez, Diamonds, all right. But do you have any shows coming up that you'd like to promote, Andrew?
Oh gosh, I should have brought my calendar. We're playing for a cat fundraiser next week. Of course, it's for feline fosters. We're raising money for the foster group in Moorhead. And then after
Nice.
that, in June, we're performing at Coffee Tree Books. We're just doing a little album release set, a little duo, me and Matt, our drummer, just to talk about the new album locally. And then I think we're doing uh, another songwriting workshop in August in Mount Sterling at the Gateway Arts Center. So you can find out more about that on our website as the details roll out about that.
So, anything that you would like to say about this new album you guys got coming out before we end the show?
Um, I don't know. I'm excited about it. It's really different as far as our stuff we've released so far. It's short. It's 12 songs. It's short and sweet. And might be out next week. I don't know. It's very soon. It's very close. So we'll see.
We'll definitely post about it and share whatever you post about it when it's released. Do what we can to help spread the word about it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And
I'm excited.
I think that's all we got for the day. I'm running this one a little short, but also like
It's
this
great to
room
see you
is
again.
so hot.
You look great. Everything sounds great. I'm enjoying everything I see on social media. I'm very excited to see what you guys do next.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me back.
Thanks for coming on, man. And I'll do my best to be at that Coffee Tree Book Show. Uh, and we will see you later. This has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels, Ryan Diamonds, and featuring Andrew of A.P Harbor. And here is Luna Moth from their upcoming album.
And I wish that I could fly like you, build a ladder to Saturn and scatter my blues, sail a big balloon. I'm off, that's what I do.
This is the